Hey guys, today we are going to continue our algebra review with solving equations with some factoring. All the factoring we're going to do today is going to have a lead coefficient, that's this number right here, of 1. So we won't even see a number there, it's going to be 1x squared. So in order to factor a trinomial when the lead coefficient is 1, we're going to have to multiply, we're going to have to find two numbers that multiply to this third term. This is c, so we've got a is 1, b is negative 11, c is 30. We're going to have to find two numbers that multiply to make 30. Now there's two ways to multiply to make a positive number. I can have a positive times a positive or a negative times a negative. We need to find two numbers that add up to b, which is negative 11. In order to find numbers that add up to a negative, we're going to have to use a negative-negative pair. So in order to multiply to 30, we can use 6 and 5 or negative 6 and negative 5. To make them add to negative 11, they both have to be negative. So our two numbers that multiply to 30 and add to negative 11 are negative 6 and negative 5. Okay, so our factored form is x minus 6 times x minus 5 equals 0. Now anytime something multiplies to make 0, then at least one of the factors has to be 0, which means either x minus 6 equals 0 or x minus 5 equals 0. So that gives us two possible solutions. Now if I add 6 to both sides, I get x equals 6. So there's one of my possible solutions. And if I add 5 to both sides, I get x equals 5. There's my other solution. Okay, and we're going to work our way down this left side just doing the odds. I need two numbers that multiply to make negative 32. To multiply to a negative, we need one positive number and one negative number. These numbers need to add up to positive 4. So if they're going to multiply to a negative, I need one of each, a positive and a negative. If I'm going to add to a positive, then the bigger of the two numbers needs to be the positive number. Okay, so to multiply to negative 32 and add to 4, the numbers I need are 8 and negative 4. 8 times negative 4 is negative 32. 8 plus negative 4 is 4. So my factored form is k plus 8 times k minus 4 equals 0. Okay, now I'm going to set each factor equal to 0. K plus 8 equals 0 and k minus 4 equals 0. When I get k by itself, I get k is negative 8, and I get k is 4. Okay, number 3, we need two numbers that multiply to negative 88. So again, we need one positive number and one negative number. The two numbers need to add up to negative 3. Since I need to add to a negative, then this time the bigger absolute value is going to have to be the negative number. So to multiply to negative 88 and add to negative 3, I think I could use negative 11 and positive 8. Negative 11 times 8 is negative 88. Negative 11 plus 8 is negative 3. So my factored form is x minus 11 times x plus 8 equals 0. So I can split that into two equations. X minus 11 equals 0 and x plus 8 equals 0. And solve each of those two equations. X equals 11. X equals negative 8. Okay? Next up, we need two numbers that multiply to positive 6. Okay, multiplying to a positive means either positive times positive or negative times negative. This time they need to add up to positive 5. Since they're adding to a positive number, I need a positive positive. So multiply to 6 and add to 5. I can do that with 3 and 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. So I've got b plus 3 times b plus 2 equals 0. So b plus 3 equals 0. B plus 2 equals 0. So when I get b by itself, I get b equals negative 3. B equals negative 2. And number 9, this will be our last one. We need two numbers that multiply to 8 and add to negative 9. Okay, so to do that, we need either positive positive or negative negative to multiply to a positive number. And they're going to add to a negative number, so it looks like I need a negative negative. And I know that negative 8 times negative 1 equals positive 8, and negative 8 times negative 1 equals negative 9. Okay, so my factored form is x minus 8 times x minus 1 equals 0. So x minus 8 equals 0, x minus 1 equals 0. So x equals 8, and x equals 1. Now let's quickly talk about why this factored form is okay. Why is it a good next step to go from here to here? So if I have x minus 8 times x minus 1 equals 0, if I distribute this x, I get x squared minus x, and then distribute this negative 8, minus 8x plus 8 equals 0, and then combine those like terms, I get x squared minus 9x plus 8 equals 0, which is exactly what I started with. So these two are equivalent forms of the same fraction.